All right, guys, I'm going to be putting the interior in my Project Junk crew cab. It's actually not junk anymore. It's pretty sweet. I've already taken these two screws out, and then I thought, I should be showing people what I'm doing. So I'll get these screws popped out, and then we'll talk about what we're doing next. So first things first, before I continue, I want to make sure the body's solid. And, she's still only got 2 bolts in the top, little floppy there. So I'm going to stick a couple bolts. I'm going to stick one here and here, and then I'm going to move forward. Okay, now that I've got the flop out of it, it's nice and snug now, I'm going to probably put the lights in. Just because I have them, and they were in it before, I'm going to do a test here to see what's salvageable out of this light kit. Because the other one was completely toast, and I want to kind of see what we got to work with here. I'll test the taillight ones first, and then I'll go ahead and test the front ones, and then if I can reuse them, sure, I'll reuse them. So I'm going to go ahead and test those now. So after testing the rear lights, they worked with this ultimate scale box. It's you can get it, it's like on Mod 19 RC. Anyways, the taillights are super simple. There's just 2 screws that go in here. I'm not going to put them in yet because I'm making sure everything's in place first. But unlike fighting with screws down inside the back here, you literally put the wires up through, lock them in, and push them in. No glue, nothing. And they look kind of nice. I'm going to go ahead and trim them out later. Now, the only thing I could say is it'd be nice if there was a spot for these second bulbs, but that's okay for now. Next thing I'm going to do is mount the bumper. Now, the box is slightly different from the RC 4-wheel drive, has a cutout here. This one's more, like I say, ultimate scale. Right on the Mod 19 RC, I think it's like Mod 19. I can put a link in the description. My Mini Scale Factory or something like that. Anyways, I'm going to use that bumper. It's really nice. And it'll also give me a place to slide this into the mounts, so I only got to run the front mounts and this, and the body will be strong. With that bumper all installed, it looks really nice, and like I said, it's going to give me a nice solid spot to mount to. On to the next thing. Now, I picked up this truck used just to refurbish it. That was the plan. A couple things on it were missing, like the little retainers for holding in the lights, but that's no big deal. I'm just going to put them up in there, put a little dab of hot glue on each one, and they'll be just fine. And honestly, it's kind of easier. I don't do that when I'm trying to get into like a really scale build, but this one it'll be fine and you won't be able to see it when it's done. So all those lights work. I did knock off one lens doing it, but I'll just stick it back on. For now, that's great, and they look all right. I mean, this, again, is a used truck, and I'm trying to salvage what parts I can use off of it. And to be fair, it's been a lot of work, but I have fun doing that sometimes, and I like saving them. So with all the lights working and lenses hooked back up, I'm going to go ahead and solder these 2 connections back together. I was lucky enough to be able to salvage all the lights. So I'll go ahead and do that now, and then I'll be right back. So now that I got those soldered, as you can see right there, little solder here, I'm going to put heat shrink over them, cover them, then I slide one over the both of them, put them together. I'll do that, and we'll get back to the next step. Now I'm going to rig up the floor. I mean, there's all kinds of options you got to put that floor in. I just usually use a couple little L brackets. It's probably the best way. And then I can place it. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of line it up and see where I need to put a couple little holes and what I need to do for a little L bracket. And then I'll show you what that looks like. So I just made a primitive little bracket for each one because they got to be shaped kind of like that, not perfectly L. So I just used old chunks of stock aluminum that was just in my scrap heap. I'm going to get them cleaned up and put in there. So all I did, guys, was put 2 Phillips screws right here. That's going to hold the floor right in place where I wanted it. A little bit of hot glue just to kind of hold the wires in place. I got a little piece of tape just sitting there for now, just to hold it. If you look in, the seats are positioned pretty damn good, and I'm happy with it. So, and that's what it's all about, wanting to make it look decent. You know, like I said, you're getting into building a used truck over, you're going to run into things, you're missing things, this and that. And if you don't want to spend the money on stuff that to be quite fair, just this doesn't matter, then that's what you're going to be up against. I'm going to put the hood hinges back in now and then bolt the hood down. That's the next plan. So before I bolt the hood on though, I do want to do a little test fit. I probably should have mentioned that before, but I'm going to do a little test fit just to make sure that I didn't go too far with the mounting plans. I think I'm going to have to mess around back here to kind of get things in where I want them, but just a second here. It's going to be one of those deals where you got to kind of fight it on there at first, I think. Just a second, I'm going to flip it right over just to get it going here. I want to, because this is my first time putting in those mounts in the back, guys, remember? I just put those in. I'm going to be moving the ESC. Alright, so I think I'm going to have no problem doing that. Oh yeah. Just checking it now. Seeing what I'm hitting. Seeing where I'm not hitting. What am I hitting? Am I hitting anything? I don't think so. I think I got to come ahead just a little bit. Might be hitting something. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay guys, got the hood on, but I left it unbolted for now because the engine bay down in here needs trimmed that much so that it can go down against the valve covers. So for today, I just left that. I'll do that later. All the lights are working, seats are in. That was my goal, get the seats in. I got to put door panels in it later. Wanted to make a system. Got the got a dog hair there. Got the battery box. It's going to be this. I had to go with the bigger box just to fit batteries in it. Got the new bumper on. Looks pretty sweet. That's that ultimate scale bumper, Mod 19 RC, I believe it's called. And another thing I want to do is do a little bit skinnier on the mounts. They're puckering it out a bit here, but other than that, like there's always things you can be doing. But I want to make a video of me driving this thing around. That's my next move.